Hello everybody, this is Jason Fisher from timeandfreedom.com here to do a review on ASEA. You might be brand new looking at the opportunity as a way to earn some extra income or significant income for yourself and your family. Or maybe you've been involved with the business for a while and you're looking to figure out some problems that you might be experiencing and you're looking for some solutions. Maybe some of those problems being having customers stay long-term or representatives staying active long-term with their auto ships. So I feel that I have the right to talk about this. I've been in the industry for 24 years, so I could talk about ASEA. I could talk about a lot of companies because I've made millions of dollars, lost it. And now I've got a huge success again. And I've been doing that for 12 years. I had 5,000 folks that dwindled down to 56, having nothing at the end. Now having 5,000 folks that are active. So I want to share with you something when all of our friends, my friends in this industry got together because we were looking for a home. We were looking for our last one. We were looking for something that we could call a home and that we wouldn't have to at all ever worry about losing our credibility once again. That's worth everything. I hope everyone agrees with that. It's finding the right business model because if you don't, you're going to share that with a lot of people, and then when that company goes under, a lot of people are going to get hurt. And more importantly, too, on the same level, they're going to lose trust in you. So I want to share with you what we all came together, because we said if we're going to throw our time, energy, and reputation into this one more time, we need to find the right home and the right vehicle. But we needed to make sure that we had a universal principle in place, because if it was applied correctly, we knew we'd see massive success. And if the universal was applied incorrectly, we're going to talk about what that is in a moment, we were going to see massive devastation with no long-term residual income in the end. And that universal principle, and for you that have been in the industry, you know this, it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the people do nothing, while 20% of the people do something. Or 80% of the money is earned by 20% of the people. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I mean, take 10 doctors or 10 lawyers or 10 chiropractors or 10 cab drivers. 2 are going to shine and 8 aren't going to do too much. And that's not just in the industries that I just talked about. That's also in the home-based business industry. You know, 8 out of 10 people aren't going to do much. And this is a universal principle not only here in the United States, but China, Australia, and anywhere else for that matter. Is the majority of people aren't going to do much. And when we look at that in the home-based business industry, if 8 out of 10 aren't going to do much, well then we got to start to think, well, what makes these businesses work? If 8 out of 10 don't do much, what makes them work? What makes this business work and any of these type of businesses in this industry is numbers. And numbers equal orders, and orders equal residual income. And whoever has the most numbers ordering, doesn't matter what company you're in, whoever has the most active people ordering is going to have the most residual income. The question is there a difference? Because my experience, at the end of 12 years, I was in a 20%er deal. I didn't have something for the 80%ers. The only people I had ordering in the end were really the 5%ers. I don't even think it's the 80-20. I think it's the 95-5. I had a business for the 20s, not the 80s. That's why I had no residual income. Well, who are the 80%ers? My mother, my brother, my sister, my next door neighbor, someone that doesn't have any sales experience, large drive, tenacity. They're not good at handling rejection, and they're not good at justifying overpriced products in the marketplace that people wouldn't buy long term. Well, all of a sudden, the clouds parted and the problems, and not only the problems, but more importantly, the solution became clear. Because when you look at the landscape of all these businesses, and especially ASEA, they have great products. Nothing wrong with the products. But they all break the universal principle. Because 90 to 120 days in after starting the ASEA business, people's budgets start changing to the tune of 100 to 120 to 200 a month, depending on what company you're in. What we're talking about ASEA. They start buying products they never bought before at price points that they would never buy long term. In 90 to 120 days, when they show themselves as the 80%er and they have a hard time justifying those products to their friends and family and other people that they're presenting the opportunity to or the products to, what's the first thing they quit? The first thing they quit is the business. because they find it hard to justify those products and get other people to see what they see. So they quit the business, but here's the most detrimental part is number 2, is they stopped being a customer because they started to buy things they never bought before. So when they're not making money, the first thing they stop is their auto ship. And they stop being a number on the board. And when they stop being a number on the board, they're now not a part of creating residual income. So I said to myself, wow, this makes a lot of sense. If I'm going to throw my time and energy and reputation into something one more time, it's very clear I need something for the 80s. But I need it on 2 levels. I need, number 1, a business model that the 80s could do, that they could make money in. And here was maybe just as important, if not more important. Whether they made money in the business or not, they still stayed as a customer, whether they made money or not, because first and foremost, it made sense to be a customer. Their budget didn't change. There was overwhelming value on price and quality to stay a customer. That's what I needed in a business if I was going to have lifelong residual income. I told you I have 5,000 now active people. I'd like to say that it had to do with a personality change and that I became funnier. It had nothing to do with that. Or I became more knowledgeable. It had nothing to do with that. I just have now a business that has overwhelming value for people to be a customer, first and foremost, without a financial gain. And if the financial gain happens, great. But if it doesn't, first and foremost, it makes sense to be a customer. See, if you get this, if you're brand new in this industry, you never heard this before, you now know more than what most industry leaders know today. Many of them are just figuring this out, and some of them are looking at what we're saying right now, and they're saying, you know what? He's on to something. He just defined not only the problem, but the solution. So after looking at 42 companies, taking that 80-20 universal principle and putting it up to all of them, we found one business model that actually is supplying long-term residual income. And here's what we've done. It's very simple. Took us 19 years to get to 500 million in net growth. 8 years later, another 500 million. 4 years later, another 500 million in net growth. And in the last 16 months, we've done what took us 19 years to do, 500 million in net growth. We're the fastest growing nationally company here in the United States. We're the largest direct sales company in the United States, and we're the fastest growing international, all in our 31st year. Why? Here's why. It's pretty simple. Here's how you create massive people ordering every single month and having lots of numbers on the board. Number 1 is create a necessity product that people have to buy. They have to use. They have to reorder. Don't create a new budget in someone's, new buying habits in someone's budget. Have everyday necessities. Have to buy products. Here's number 2. Price them drastically less than where they're shopping. Have it be less than Walmart price point. Make them more natural, green, and organic, but have them less than where they currently shop at. If you do that, you'll keep them all day long. And here's number 3. Create the partnership between the manufacturer and the customer, where instead of them, like in ASEA, spending $100 or $200 a month in any of those type of deals, instead of them asking them to buy products they never bought before and then asking them to consume more than what they normally would consume of those products, drop the partnership between the customer and the manufacturer to $50 to $60. Have lots of necessities, hundreds and hundreds, but have them below grocery store price point and where it makes sense so that a single family home can even be a customer. Now, if you do that, you can have lots of numbers on the board, lots of residual income, and you can help a lot of people acquire what we know that we all want in this industry, which is long-term residual income that's sustainable, that's not fluctuation, that doesn't fluctuate. I love what we do. I've helped hundreds of people create long-term residual income in their life. It's nice to know after 31 years you can find a business model that's actually growing faster than a startup company, and it doesn't have to be the new thing, the new sizzle that most likely won't be around. And they're all the same in that department. Would love to show you what myself, back then, dozens, that now have turned into hundreds and thousands of networkers have seen to be and deemed to be the only business model that has ever created lifelong residual income, where you can throw your time, energy, and reputation into it and build a business to last a lifetime instead of a lunchtime. Click the link below to find out the business model that we have chosen. Love to spend some time with you, and I'm excited that you see this information. Again, this is Jason Fisher from timeandfreedom.com. Thanks for spending a moment with me, and you have a